Hey guys, today we are going to go over Ready Lesson 11, Analyzing Text Structures. Our standard for this week is RS 6.5. Analyze how a particular sentence, paragraph, chapter, or section fits into the overall structure of a text and contributes to the development of the ideas. This is nonfiction. Suppose you put together a jigsaw puzzle. You'd fit the pieces together to form a picture, but what if one piece was missing? You wouldn't be able to see the image as a whole. Authors have to fit ideas together just as carefully. The way they organize information is called text structure. Depending on their purpose, authors might choose to organize their ideas in different ways. They may present a problem and solution, order events from earliest to latest, chronologically, compare and contrast people, things, or ideas, or explain causes and effects. Whichever method they choose, the sentences, paragraphs, and sections must work together to present information clearly and logically. Look at the image below. Ancient Rome and Greece both began as a city-state. Greece had no central authority, but Rome was the capital of its empire. The Greeks were known for science, philosophy, and art. The Romans, on the other hand, were known for their military might and their civil engineering. So, when we take this and we look at it in parts, sentence 1, ancient Rome and Greece both began as city-states, introduces the topic of the paragraph, ancient Rome and Greece. Sentence 2, Greece had no central authority, but Rome was the capital of its empire. This contrasts the way the two city-states were organized. And sentence 3, the Greeks were known for science, philosophy, and art. This adds information about what the Greeks were known for. So then we look at sentence 4. The Romans, on the other hand, were known for the military might and their civil engineering. This adds information about Rome that contrasts with sentence 3. So like the pieces in a puzzle, the parts of a text work together to make something bigger. And as a reader, you have to think about the sentences, paragraphs, and sections and how they work together to convey information and develop ideas. Remember that the parts are in order for a reason, just as a puzzle piece fits only where it belongs. Let's take a look at this little story from Terracotta Army Protects First Emperor's Tomb. See if I can get that a little bit straighter for you. Workers digging a well outside the city of Xi'an, China in 1974 struck upon one of the greatest archaeological discoveries in the world, a life-size clay soldier poised for battle. The diggers notified Chinese authorities, who dispatched government archaeologists to the site. They found not one, but thousands of clay soldiers, each with unique facial expressions and positioned according to rank. And though largely gray today, patches of paint hint at once brightly colored clothes. Further excavations have revealed swords, arrow tips, and weapons, many in pristine condition. So our question is, how does paragraph 3 build on the information presented in paragraphs 1 and 2? This part of the article tells how the clay soldiers were discovered. It follows a chronological structure, and each paragraph adds important events or details to the story of the discovery. Read the paragraphs again. What was the first event in this discovery? Put a number 1 beside it and continue to number the other events in the text. One of the sentences should not be numbered. All right, so let's read it again. We're going to put a 1 by this first one. Workers digging a well outside the city of Xi'an, China, and I may not be pronouncing that right, in 1974 struck upon one of the greatest archaeological discoveries in the world, a life-size clay soldier poised for battle. And so for paragraph 1, this paragraph introduces the topic by telling how workers found the first clay soldier. Then in paragraph 2, The diggers notified Chinese authorities who dispatched government archaeologists to the site. This continues the account of the discovery process by explaining how archaeologists got involved. Now let's look at number 3. Number 3 says, they found not one, but thousands of clay soldiers, each with unique facial expressions and positioned according to rank. And though largely gray today, patches of paint hint at once brightly colored clothes. Further excavations have revealed swords, arrow tips, and other weapons, many in pristine condition. So when you look at that third paragraph, you ask yourself, what is this paragraph telling me? This paragraph is basically describing what was actually found and what they look like. So it complements the other 2 paragraphs. Okay, let's look at the next section. The next section the soldiers are in trench-like underground corridors. In some of the corridors, clay horses are aligned 4 abreast. Behind them are wooden chariots. The Terracotta Army, as it is known, is part of an elaborate tomb created to accompany the first emperor of China into the afterlife, according to archaeologists. Archaeologists estimate that pits may contain as many as 8,000 figures, but the total may never be known. So these paragraphs just tell more about what the archaeologists found. How does each sentence and paragraph develop key ideas of the text? How does the final sentence build on a key idea mentioned in the first paragraph? So in the very first paragraph, the soldiers are in trench-like underground corridors. In some of the corridors, clay horses are aligned 4 abreast. Behind them are wooden chariots. So just like our last paragraph, on the last page, it complements, it gives more information. This paragraph is doing the same. So let's look at our choices. Is it suggesting there is no point in trying to learn more about the Terracotta Army because it's too big? Or is it explaining how extensive the site is and suggests that the story of the discovery is not yet complete? Does it reveal how little the government's archaeologists actually know about the Terracotta Army? Or is it implying that archaeologists do not plan any further exploration and must rely on existing findings? The soldiers are in trench-like underground corridors. In some of the corridors, clay horses are aligned 4 abreast, and behind them are wooden chariots. So I don't see that it's telling you there's no point in learning about it, or that they don't know much about it, or that they don't plan to learn any more about it. So that narrows everything down to B. It explains how extensive the site is, and it suggests that the story of the discovery is not yet complete. Extensive just means large, how big it is, and you have soldiers in trench-like underground corridors. Some of them, there's clay horses, 4 in a row. They're behind them are wooden chariots. So this is really detailed and massive. So it's very extensive. So this site is extensive, and it suggests that the story of the discovery is not yet complete. They're still learning more about it. So what you're going to be doing is you're going to take a look at these nonfiction passages, Secrets in the Stones and the Dead Sea Scrolls, and you're going to do the same work with these passages. You have to think, and you have to go through and eliminate. You may have to reread paragraphs just to be sure that you are thinking through these multiple choice answers correctly. But go back and read the paragraph just like I did several times, and then ask yourself, does it apply to A? Does it apply to B? Does it apply to C? Does it apply to D? And eliminate before you decide what you want to go with your answer. Have fun.